Hazrat Baba Farid, ganj, Rehmat Ullah Alaih, was a Marid of Hazrat Qutbuddin Bakhtiyar Kaki Rehmat Ullah Alaih, and he was a Marid of Moinuddin Chishti Ajmeri Rehmat Ullah Alaih, and then he was actually a Murid of Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti Rahmatullah Alayhi, but he was under the supervision of Sayyidina Qutbuddin Bakhtiyar Kaki of Delhi Rahmatullah Alayhi. So then, under his supervision was Shah Nizamuddin Auwliya Rahmatullah Alayhi, whose tomb is also in Delhi. But the tomb of Hazrat Khwaja Moinuddin Chishti Ajmeri is in Ajmer in Rajasthan. In the center of Rajasthan, there is Ajmer. It's a very big region, about 370 kilometers square. So it can accommodate about 5 Solana, Agder and West Agder in it. So Ajmer, only Ajmer, not Rajasthan. Rajasthan is very big, but Ajmer can accommodate so much of Solanas. So that's why 350 kilometers square is its area, which is only a land, but all around are very big mountain ranges, and that extend from the north to the south. Rajasthan connects the north of India to the south of Pakistan and India, and towards the east and the west. The mountain ranges are extending all over the Indian subcontinent. So in Ajodan in Pakistan, Hazrat Baba Farid, like we say in Norway, took Bule. So he was first living in Punjab, in the center of Punjab, but there was a Sultan who persecuted him, and he moved to that place. So then there was the leader of Ajodan, so who provided refuge to Hazrat Baba Farid, Rahmatullah Alaih Ganj. So he was an Indian. So then the Sultan devised a plan with the Raja of that place, who was a non-Indian, to persecute Hazrat Baba Farid. So in the middle of 12th century. So no, in the middle of 11th century, Hazrat Baba Farid was there. So no, it was in the 12th century actually, because it was 1157 when Baba Farid moved to Pakpatan. So in 1157, the name of that place was changed from Ajodan to Pakpatan. So I will recite a poem in his name, recited by Ustad Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan after the end of before the finish of the video. So to let the people know the worth of the saints, especially of Islam. Hazrat Baba Farid has a very, very high caliber in the sainthood of Islam, because he, while preaching Islam, stood against all kinds of persecutions. So it is said that he was persecuted to such an extent that he did not eat for 14 years. No eating, no drinking. So at that time, Islam as a faith was persecuted to its very deep roots. So Hazrat Lal Shahbaz Qalandar once met him and told him that if they continue to persecute you, you will go through that as Abraham went into the fire and came out of the fire. So Hazrat Baba Farid was also a generation of Abraham. So those 14 years without eating and drinking, God provided him food directly from his own providence. And he continued to preach, and then the people got to know that there is something called God, who provides for his creation in any kind of situation. So that's why I'm going to recite that poem. पाक पतंदे पाक बाजारो, पाक पतंदे पाक बाजारो, इश्क दे सौदे लवो खरीद हक फरीद या फरीद दम दम करो फरीद फरीद आँखों हक फरीद दम दम करो फरीद फरीद आँखों हक फरीद पाक पतंदे पाक बाजारो पाक पतंदे पाक बाजारो इश्क दे सौदे लवो खरीद हक फरीद या फरीद दम दम करो फरीद फरीद आँखों हक फरीद. So Hazrat Baba Farid, after his persecution was over, so instead of going to Hazrat Lal Shahbaz Qalandar, he visited the tomb of Hazrat Dada Ganj Bakhsh because his uh, provision from God was actually coming from Hazrat Dada Ganj Bakhsh, Rehmat Ullah Alaih. So lots of people say who denigrate uh, the respect of saints. So they tell him, a very minor person, that he went to the tomb by somersaulting on his head and from the Pakpatan to Lahore. But it is not true. It's not like that. The saints are not uh, drawn to such a humility or humiliation or demeaning, but he was brought on a chariot from Pakpatan, Ajodan, to Lahore by the leader of that area. So he was an Indian. He provided Baba Farid a chariot. So he visited the tomb of Hazrat Data Ganj Bakhsh. After that, he went to Ajmer and Delhi, and then Hazrat Shah Nizamuddin Auliya came into his provision. So the saints represent the provision of God directly from his right hand, the giving way hand of God. So that's why the saints have more to do than even any other person for the benefit of humans towards the providence of God. So the Valaya is simply called the provision of providence of God, and there is no better source for the Valaya of God, the providence of God, than the saints, because they are the masters of the unseen sources and each and everything which is unseen. So that is known to the saints. So Hazrat Baba Farid Rahmatullah Alaih was a generation of second Caliph of Islam, Hazrat Umar Farooq Raziallahu Ta'ala anhu. So his forefathers came from directly from Makkah to Pakistan to preach Islam, only for that cause. In the 7th century AD, about 60 years after the departure of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So he was residing in the center of Punjab in an area connected to Jhelum, between Mirpur Azad Kashmir and Jhelum. So his forefathers were residing there. So then they moved to Ajodan and for the task of preaching and spreading Islam. So that's why Hazrat Baba Farid has a very, very high status in the sainthood of Islam, and he is known as Sultan Auwliya, the chief of the saints, and Fakhre Pakpatan, the pride of Pakistan and Pakpatan. MashaAllah Ta'ala al-Aziz. So I was reciting that poem. I have forgotten some of the verses, but I will recite so that you should be paying homage to Hazrat Baba Farid and how he is going to instill the faith in God through the faith of Islam in the hearts of the believing Muslims who are in trouble in these times in the Norwegian society and everywhere in the world. So their provision will be provided directly by his sainthood. Hazrat Baba Farid Khan Sjakkar, Rehmat Ullah Alaih. O Pak Patanda Mahi Sona कोई नहीं दे वर्गा होना पाक पतंदा माही सोना कोई नहीं दे वर्गा होना धम धम करो फरीद फरीद आखो हक फरीद दम दम करो फरीद फरीद आखो हक फरीद पाक पतंदे पाक बाजारो इश्क दे सौदे लवो खरीद हक फरीद या फरीद दम दम करो फरीद फरीद आखो हक फरीद दम दम karo farid. So, the silsila Chishtiya is actually inaugurated by Hazrat Baba Farid. Hazrat Muhyiddin Chishti Ajmeri never inaugurated the silsila Chishtiya. The silsila Chishtiya goes directly to Hazrat Umar Farooq Rajallahu Ta'ala anhu. The Naqshbandi silsila goes to Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, and the silsila Sohrawardiya does not go to Hazrat Usmani Ghani Rajallahu Ta'ala anhu, but Hazrat Salman Farsi Rajallahu Ta'ala anhu. He was a Persian. He was in the king family of Persia, and he supported Prophet Muhammad in the very most difficult situation. The most difficult situation. Even at that time, the people of Makkah who were in the companionship of Prophet, even they could not support him when Hazrat Sultan Farsi Rajallahu Ta'ala anhu supported him. So the silsila Qadriya goes to Hazrat Ali Murtaza Rajallahu Ta'ala anhu, and it is the most stronghold of providence of God, of provision of God towards His providence. And providence of God means just to give way to have faith in Him, nothing else. Thank you so much.